Greetings, fellow traveler. It is I, Mr. Stephen 156, back again for some more Metal Gear Solid 5. Had to think about that for a second, sorry. I did not get home till late last night. Last venture starring us rescuing a pup. And developing.
Gaining altitude.
Oh, that's the big one. It's been a while. Good to be back. It's gonna take a while to grow.
Boss, as requested, we've added an analyzer function to your binoculars. Now you can view soldiers or POWs and get a readout on their rank or any special skills they might have. Depending on their skills, they may even be able to develop new types of weapons or items. Try it out the next time you're thinking of folding someone.
Yeah, these facilities are going to take a while before their construction is complete, so let's obviously
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Afghanistan. Deploying.
Omega November. Send off. Damn it. Well, while I'm out of the field, might as well listen to some more cassette tapes.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the zero line that day, the Afghan side. On our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls.
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. One by one, their voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us.
We stopped the launch.
And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the
You
balls.
gotta extract him.
That's our deterrent when we need it.
networking. In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
To make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss,
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
we're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, The Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us.
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the west wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a
Greetings,
whale.
fellow traveler Mary.
The Japanese...
The enemy.
It was stimulating.
Ow.
Well, she was part
Well,
of a whaling
now I know where the
until a few
sniper is.
years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base,
Analysis complete.
and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond.
Looks like the enemy's lost sight of you.
Damas.
They're gonna try to hunt you down.
Unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words,
He's coming too. Roger that.
Side op completed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
I guess those tapes are done. Alright, let's return to the ACC.
Please
Let's
select
do
a
some main
mission.
missions.
Mission accepted.
Fuck.
Deploying.
Oh yeah, there was a briefing. So I'll read the briefing on the way.
Boss, locate and bring back the U.S. military's new weapon codenamed Honeybee. The CIA put it in the hands of the Hamid group of Mujahideen, but the Hamid fighters were wiped out. The Honeybee must still be hidden at their base, the fort at Desmasi Laman. Unfortunately, the Soviets are looking for the weapon as well. We have to get to it before they do. Bring it back here. There's a photo of the target on your iDroid. one more thing. Apparently one of the Hamid fighters survived. He's missing, but if you can find him, he might lead us to the target. Good luck, boss.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they model themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. We had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still.
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
...by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream. Because they're not fighting with you.
You gonna extract him?
To headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you. Transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations. And that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country. Redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
How do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you. The legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge. But they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work. Even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that...
A Soviet relay base. Think there's something in there that could lead us to the Honeybee?
Yeah. Let's find out.
Analysis complete. Analysis.
Is that prisoner the Hamid survivor?
Analysis.
If he is, he has to know something about the Honeybee.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Alright. Now's the fun part of getting close. Without getting close. Oh, this is gonna be fun! Oh.
That prisoner knows where the honeybee is hidden. The Soviets must be making him take them to it.
Oh.
Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
Yeah, don't worry, you're joining them.
He's coming too. Roger that.
There's gonna be an awful ride back, but Bill's on February.
A survivor. One of the Hamid. Is he mute? He knows about it. This is our chance. We know the location of the target. It's on your iDroid. Head on over there and retrieve it.
The map has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Nice. Good.
Analysis complete.
Speak.
The map has been updated.
Stop moving!
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
No, this is definitely going to be a very interesting conversation. Hey, remember how we held you prisoner? Yeah, now we're all on the same team. No hard feelings, right? I'd honestly be surprised if the fight didn't break out.
Whoa, whoa!
Alright. Since we'll be more.
We were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the Beast is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadornov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now I need to keep the pain fresh in my mind.
Well, it's your decision.
Analysis
But
complete.
don't you find it... inconvenient?
Not a bit. But the phantom pain, it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true until I've gotten them the vengeance they deserve.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Actos confere.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Analysis complete.
That's an enemy gunship. A single burst from his machine gun could cut a man in half. Tread carefully, boss.
I am definitely not equipped to deal with this yet. Emotionally or physically. We are close.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
I should probably call in a reply.
Please select supplies requested.
Ammo suppressions aren't exactly.
Supply drop complete.
double check anything developed.
Please specify a project.
Nice. Oh yeah, I suppose get some extra Fultons too. Chop's coming back. Into the cave, quickly now.
Analysis complete.
God damn it, that was supposed to be quiet! I mean, you shot in the head. Rain matter is officially over.
That's Smasse Fort. To Smasse Lamont.
Analysis
Now to
complete.
find the honeybee.
Much as I want to destroy that,
You gotta extract him.
given the circumstances, better off coming back here another time. Gotta make this first shot count, because you might not often get a second, third, or 25th.
Those are raw diamonds. Collecting them as assets will raise our GMP.
Oh.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Analysis complete.
Oh, there's... good enough. It's a late night. There's a rest. Alrighty. Oh, wait. Oh,
Analysis complete.
kind of glad I stocked up.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Right at the end. Right at the end.
Who would have thought they'd hide it there? You secured the target. Now you just need to bring it back.
Has been
Call the chopper from your iDroid.
Arrived at
You are
Meadows.
not to use the honeybee. The order was to recover it with its ammunition.
Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Speak.
The map has been updated.
Oh, look, he's back. It's the mist. Well, shit went tits.
You look well rested, big boss. My, how you've changed. You became a
Look at
demon
this. It's good
for
to
such
see
little
you.
weapons as that?
Still
Well,
looking as handsome as
I'm
ever,
sure
you son
you'll
of a
see the
bitch.
bigger picture eventually. If you get out of here alive.
I didn't leave them alive.
Rest in peace this time.
Yeah, you choose not to shoot
I'll
me.
see you in hell, boss.
What the hell was that thing? It was huge. It's the Mist unit. The Skulls. What's he doing to that soldier?
Zombifying.
Damn it, they're everywhere. Those Skulls are too fast. If you had a homing weapon. Boss, maybe it's time to see what the honeybee can do.
Mine's it. Yeah, not to use the honeybee. We're not using the honeybee. We'll definitely be coming back to this for a later episode.
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Support
Bring the target back.
requested.
Wait, I called the chopper. Ah, fuck. Now I just wasted money calling in the chopper. Should have called it in the first place. Next time. It's like a goddamn, it almost seems like a goddamn honeybee.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is right, get in. Time to go. LZ!
Executed horse.
Gaining altitude.
Definitely need to head back to base on this one.
Extraction arrived at the base.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional.
Hey! I got off the pussy.
So this unit in the mist, their speed, the way they jump, it's not human. And those deformities,
They attacked the Soviets, too.
and that Grim Reaper look-alike in charge of them. That giant thing that carried him off. What the hell are they?
Cypher.
And what do they want? What's their objective? Why Afghanistan? one more thing troubling me.
What happened to the Hamid?
Exactly. Whole squads of hardened Mujahideen killed without a fight, and no trace of BC weaponry. What does it all mean?
That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, right. If we really need to know, the truth will reveal itself. Even if it's ugly.
It's gonna be ugly. It's not exactly sugarcoating it.
Boss, I'm creating a new intel team to support you in our areas of operation. Members of this team will head out into the field and conduct reconnaissance. Knowing the strength of an enemy force beforehand will help you carry out missions more smoothly. We may also learn something about the skull-faced man. So boss, that brings me to assigning staff to the intel team. There might be guys already assigned to other teams who are more suited to the intel team. Go ahead and reassign them as you see fit.
Hey. Ooh.
Boss, we've had some new job offers come in.
Updated.
I've selected the ones I'd like you to handle and added them to the list. Take a look on your iDroid. The more missions you complete, the more we can expand Mother Base.
Yeah.
Development project has been added. Staff assigned. Unit function added. Development project has been added.
Alrighty.
Please specify a project. Clouds approaching.
We'll be definitely needing these ones quite shortly. Killer Bee. We don't even have a missile guidance specialist. Grenade would definitely be something to have, but exactly have the ability to make it. Intel to. Oh.
Please select a
Right,
mission.
wait. Interesting. Now, before we do anything, how long have you been streaming? 50 minutes. So probably not a good idea to...
Commencing platform construction.
Alright, let's play for a bit longer.
Please select a landing zone. Deploying
which I asked, why do we want to do anything other than night? Oh yeah, I said I was going to go back to Mother Base. Shite! Oh, let's do a round of recruiting.
A bionic arm developer has submitted a proposal for a new feature. An active sonar that can detect the positions of soldiers, prisoners, and animals. To start development, give the order from your iDroid.
Oh, hell yeah. What? I already put that in development.
The map has been updated. Please specify a project.
Well, might as well listen to another tape.
I had the R&D team analyze the honeybee.
How? The CIA wanted it with everything intact.
They took it apart to look at it. Then they put it back together. Everything intact.
That's the R&D boys, all right.
Turns out the honeybee's homing capabilities are a cut above previous manpads. It can detect a broad range of infrared wavelengths, and even ultraviolet for supplementary guidance.
Hence the name, huh?
Right. Honeybees rely on UV light to fly. With this device, flares don't do the target any good.
That's why the Soviets are losing so many gunships.
And why the CIA was so desperate to get it back. It wasn't just about preventing the Soviets from devising countermeasures. What if the likes of Iran got their hands on it?
American aircraft would be put at risk too.
We can use this tech to develop our own portable missile. That'll give us a huge advantage. It'll take a little time before the analysis results can be applied to actual implementation. But we'll keep moving with the research.
Enemy presence detected. The map
Diamond Dog's
has been
intel team
updated.
specializes in information gathering, mainly human and SIGINT. They plant scouts and moles in the field. These operatives will blend into the local populace and work under the guise of a resident, or disguise themselves as travelers and ask around for information.
The map
They observe
analysis
targets
complete.
using various hidden bugs, cameras, and transmitters, and by tapping their satellite and phone communications.
Analysis complete.
Analyzing all this information creates a clear picture of how wars and the PF's fighting them are changing. This data can also be used for threat assessment when deciding whether to accept contracts from certain clients. And during missions, the intel team keeps track of target locations and produces FOM predictions, reporting mission-critical information based on real-time remote observation of changes in the AO. What you hear from us over the radio is based on how we interpret the data gathered at the command platform.
You gotta extract him.
However, intel team operatives go unarmed in almost all situations to avoid revealing themselves to the enemy. Some will carry a knife, but most have nothing at all. As such, don't expect them to help you take on heavily armed adversaries like PF soldiers. Think of them as entirely passive in the hot zone. Plus, they use all manner
He's coming
of
too.
techniques to remain
Roger that.
conspicuous in the field. If you ever spot one, you'll have some serious explaining to do. So remember, especially as espionage.
Captured.
They may not be of use in a firefight, but when it comes to intel, they're pros.
Analysis complete.
Alright.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Snake, do you remember Amanda?
Yeah, I do.
Their revolution was a success. Somoza resigned, and Nicaragua has a new government. Amanda's really working hard for her country to be reborn.
Good for them.
She says she wishes Chico could be there.
That revolution was the dream. For Amanda, for Chico, and their father.
That chopper was no place for Chico to die. I'd like to at least think history will remember his part in the revolution.
When you pick up a gun, there's always a chance you'll die for nothing. He knew that as well as the rest. Now that he's gone, it's up to the rest of us to decide what it was all worth. If we don't, there's nothing to prove that Chico ever lived at all. We're his mark on the world.
Amanda told us that Strangelove contacted her after the revolution.
That's her target.
In Nicaragua.
Is that one of our men from 9 years ago?
Searcher from Mother Base.
Bring him home, boss.
We lost touch with her.
God damn it.
Until Amanda heard from her out of the blue. She told Amanda she wanted to salvage Peace Walker's drive parts or something from the bottom of Lake Nicaragua. Amanda passed the request on to her friends in the new administration. She's a national hero now, after all. So Strangelove got a Soviet military aircraft to transport something to somewhere. But apparently the cargo wasn't big enough to have been Peace Walker itself.
So what was it?
Who knows? We recovered Peace...
Wake up, wake up, wake up! It's a fucking
warhead ourselves 9 years ago. What could Strangelove have been after? Amanda said she didn't mention what her reason was or where she was headed. Nicaragua is a socialist state now. And with Amanda vouching for her, the government didn't feel the need to concern itself with the details. All Strangelove told Amanda was that she was going to continue her research,
Go to fucking
and
sleep.
that the rest was a secret. Right before the attack, Huey was in the control tower to prepare for the inspectors. He was with them when it all went down. The control tower collapsed with the rest of it struck. His body was never recovered, but he was the one who met the inspection party when they arrived. And he was the one who showed the nuclear inspectors to the tower. You remember the way...
He's coming too. Roger that.
We agreed to the inspection. Then he gives them the okay without our permission. All the time acting as if he was doing us a favor. On top of that, he even had the guards disarmed that day. It would send the wrong message, he said. Whatever the angle, it all leads back to Huey. I curse my own stupidity for not realizing sooner. Huey escaped with that unit by chopper. I've been hunting him for 9 long years. The other reason I was operating around Afghanistan was to dig up his location.
Huey's in Afghanistan?
Yes, and I have a good idea where. Now we just wait for the right moment. This time, we'll be the ones using him. He's going to tell us who our guests really were that used a fake nuclear inspection to blast our home into the ocean.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa!
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system? And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. We escaped on horseback. He wouldn't cross the river either. And then it started to rain. And he disappeared. Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
And we're all up to date with the day.
Analysis complete. Enemy print. Analysis complete. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Oh, damn it. This is going to be really interesting, really fast.
Talk.
The map has been updated.
That's supposed to go. This gun's gonna go pop really loud. Post captured. Oh, you sound tired. I thought I was the sleepy one in this scenario. Guess not. Wait, no. Son of a bitch!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. You gonna extract him?
Alright, return to Mother Base, check up on some stuff, and then we'll wrap things up.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Members of the intel team are on the ground. Their reports will be reflected as predicted enemy fields of movement on your iDroid's map. The higher the team's level, the more accurate and frequent their reports will become. Be sure to take advantage of them.
It seems like my intel team aren't gonna exactly be producing much intel, given the fact that, well, they're fully staffed. So that does leave a bit of a conundrum. Let's try and have a symmetry of construction and going. Well, that just means I'm not R&Ding for a while.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Mother Base.
Let's see what's going on.
Again. You see that in the movies? That's an automatic. Don't bother trying to dampen the recoil. You do that with a revolver. We Diamond Dogs are now a force to be reckoned with. We've got the world's attention. We're not some tribal militia, so don't act like one. You will learn how a real soldier fights. You will forget everything Hollywood taught you. And if I catch you doing something else, you'll know it. Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever. That was some fancy shooting. Pretty good.
And the irony of that situation is not lost.
Clouds approaching.
Fuck.
Roger.
Yeah, we went We weren't going out long. Actually, I should probably get some R&D. Eve researching for.
Please specify a project.
This is
Please
Pequod.
specify
On
a
station at
project.
LZ. Gaining altitude.
Glad to see Mother Bases looking a lot better. But of course, that comes with its own problems. I need to play more in order for, you know, time to go forth.
Boss,
So-
good news from the support unit. They can now deliver support strikes to our areas of operation. Use your iDroid to designate a location for a strike. Just make sure you're not in the kill zone. I'd hate to tell the men they blew up the boss. After you've called in a strike, move away from the target location immediately. Also, like supply drops, strikes cost GMP. So once you don't put us in the red, remember what our real objective is.
I won't use it too much. But yeah, safe to say that will be a wrap for today. Thank you all for watching. This week will probably be like any other week. Next week, however, is going to be a bit different. Saturday stream is a 50-50. We'll see how that goes, but I might be a bit on a bit earlier. There will be no Sunday stream, and we'll be probably do a try and do a longer stream Monday and Tuesday to compensate for that. As for everything else, now back into the swing of Elden Ring, and not only that, it's good to see that the long plays that I have, you know, posted out is getting a lot of views. Like, seriously, makes me think that we might actually, by the end of it, reach my goal of what I was set out to do for, well, for the 12 months of long play. Speaking of which, the first 12 months of long play will be coming out this week. I will be most likely, I will try and put it out on the Wednesday, since considering that's the 1st of November. That's the goal anyway. Also, as I mentioned before, I was going to start getting Hogwarts Legacy going, but I'm going to hold off a little bit, mostly because, one, there's a few games in my back catalog I want to play first. Want to get them done. But after that, yeah, we'll definitely we'll try and figure something out from there. But yeah, as I mentioned, Hogwarts Legacy might not be uploaded around the same time as Dragon Age, but that is what I'm aiming for. That's the goal, at least. Not to say that it will be very successful or not. Also, we'll be hopefully, depending on how the Black Friday sales go, I might be immediately following up with God of War and Spider-Man. Although, considering how bad Spider-Man is doing lately, I might hold off on that just for till it's fixed. Might. But there are quite a lot of games that I am going to cover, not only, well, that not next year, but the following thing. Hence, that's why I've got a few big projects, so I can have a lot more time playing these other games, because they're all, ironically enough, D&D based. Well, not all of them, but a very heavy RPG focus. So I definitely want to get to a point where I have a lot of time with those. But yeah, once Elden Ring's done, which should be around December, possibly, that's when Half-Life will be started. And then that's hopefully going from there, we'll move into Dragon Age and Hogwarts Legacy. That's the plan. As opposed to the Twitch streams, this will take up this will probably not be as long as Starfield, though to be fair, I did 4 to 12 hours streams of Starfield, so that might be a bit different. Oh, time will tell. Everything will see how it goes. Anywho, that's going to be a wrap. Thank you all for watching. I'll definitely see you next time.